This will be one of many different stretches you can do for your low back to alleviate some pain or just to loosen it up early in the morning. You're going to let the weight of the leg move over to one side. As you do this, you're going to be using or engaging your belly. What I just did was just started to press my leg away from me to open up the inner thigh or inner part of the leg. Obviously now I'm pulling the knee or the leg towards me. I want my hand on the thigh side of the knee, not necessarily on the knee joint as I pull down. That's going to help stretch out what would be the lateral or the outer side of the hip. This way I'm just coming back the exact opposite way and I'm getting a different type of stretch. And this will actually affect that high hip at that point. I come back to center, and what I'll end up doing is switching legs and hitting the other side, trying to get the same thing out. I'm going to be trying to understand and feel what's going on with this side that's different than the other side. It will still be pushing away, and so will you if you demonstrate or do this stretch yourself. Pushing it away so you can open up the hip and the inside of the thigh, and then pulling it towards you to open up the hip a little bit more on the outer side of the hip. This stretch will also typically be felt in the low back as well, but you're trying to loosen up the hips and the pelvis. Again, bringing the legs in the opposite direction. All that you do when you do this is just the weight is dispersed differently, and the spread of the hip joint and the stretch through the hips and the pelvis is going to be felt a little differently. Keep the ankle on the knee unless there's knee trouble. Do this as many times as you can or want. Hopefully it'll help yourself loosen up the low back. Thanks for looking at the exercise. Don't be afraid to do some of these.